My name's Angela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is the first video. My friends and family encouraged me to start one, so here it goes. So it's Monday night, very casual, just got home from work, need to put dinner on the table. Why not use that opportunity to make something not only good, but beautiful as well. Beautiful food starts with beautiful ingredients. So tonight we're making some pasta with fish and some fresh herbs from the garden. Starting with Italian egg fettuccine, about 4 cups of, this is an assortment of frozen fish, calamari, scallops, mussels and clams, and shrimp, grape or tomatoes, a hot pepper, some Italian parsley, fresh basil, lots of garlic, and most important, some good white wine. Now I'll show you how easy it is to put it together. Alright, so here we are at the stove starting to put this together. Like most Italian meals, everything starts with some good olive oil. So I don't really measure, I have to tell you, I cook from the heart with my eyes and nose. So that's probably about 3 tablespoons. Turn the fire on. Also note I've got some water starting to boil for the pasta, because this will all come together really quick. Now to that olive oil we're going to add some garlic and that hot pepper I talked about. So take the skin off of the garlic, just give it a good whack, and some rough chop on the garlic. That's about 5 cloves right there. We'll probably use a little more. So this is 1 pound of pasta, which will serve, well, typically 4 people, 3 really hungry people. All right, so here's about 4 more. So probably 6-7 cloves of garlic. So the fire's on, the garlic's in that olive oil, and I'm just going to very finely chop some of that fresh hot pepper. So this specifically here is a serrano pepper. You can use a long chili, just a little bit. If you're not a fan of spice, you can omit it, but why not try a little, even if you're not used to it. See how it goes. So the pepper, the garlic, the oil's in there. I'm going to add to that, while that's starting to cook up like this, the grape tomatoes. You don't have to seed these, you don't have to cut them in half, you don't have to do anything more, but throw them in. Hear that sizzle? This will start to come together. Over the top of that, season with some nice kosher salt. And the quality of salt is really important, believe it or not. This is a fresh sea salt. And that's why there are so many on the market, because there really is a difference in taste. So these will start to kind of pop a little, don't be scared, and they'll render down and just kind of open up and make a very light sauce. This is more typically a northern Italian dish. And it's not one of those, heavy, tomatoey, overly acidic things. Very light. So while that's starting to cook down, we've got plenty of time. So the water is boiling, but we're not that close to put the pasta in just yet. I'll tell you when. Let's get the other stuff ready. So I'm going to be chopping plenty of fresh basil and Italian parsley. And Italian cooking, the biggest thing is about, again, cooking with emotion and really cooking with some fresh, really good ingredients. There's no need to, worry about picking off the leaves of every piece of parsley. If the stems are young and tender, they're all good to use, so go ahead and chop them up. Alright, so we're going to put some of this basil and parsley into the mixture when we're cooking it, but then we're also going to reserve some of it for the end, and I'll show you how to just make a little gremolata topping to go over the top of the pasta. Over the top of that, season with some nice kosher salt. And you know, the quality of salt is really important, believe it or not. This is a fresh sea salt. And you know, that's why there are so many on the market, because there really is a difference in taste. So let's go ahead and throw our pasta in the water. So just give those a toss. Now you'll notice I didn't add any black pepper to this yet. If you put pepper in too early in a sauce like this, it can actually turn a little bitter. So we'll season at the end. And by the way, we used one of those hot peppers, so that might just do us fine anyway. So looking at these tomatoes, it's important to let them cook a little more. You'll start to notice when they open up, when they get soft. Right now, if you put the fish in, it would be all too hard. So a good cook is also an organized one. It's really important to keep things moving in the kitchen. Knowing that we're still a couple minutes away from having things done, why not use the downtime to get the next step ready? I've got my strainer, put it over there in the sink. When we're ready to dump that pasta, I'll be ready to go. Now looking at this, you can start to see how the tomatoes starting to open up and get soft. Another minute and we'll be good. The flame is on high, and that's definitely what you want for something like this. It really, really helps bring those flavors together quickly. So I've got some more downtime. Why not get that gremolata ready? So with that, I know we've already put quite a few cloves of garlic into this dish, but for those who like a little more, we're going to chop some up for use on top. Okay, so looking at these tomatoes now, you can see they're ready to go if you can squish them with a fork. So you can go ahead, squish them down a little bit, again, just to let that flavor out. And on top of that, you want to add some good white wine. Probably about half a cup. Still on high, let that cook down a little bit now. So that's starting to come together. We're going to dump our fish right in here. And remember, this was frozen really fast. Dinner from the freezer right to the table in 15 minutes flat. We're still on high heat, but knowing that we added so much cold stuff to it, it's going to take a while to get back up to temperature. So let's put the lid on it. I can't stress enough the importance of keeping a kitchen clean while cooking. Not just because I'm like obsessed with cleaning, but just to stay organized. And so that when you're done, you're not left with a big mess to clean up. Let's see how this is going. Oh, coming together nice. But we still have some time here. So cover that back up. And let's use that time to make that gremolata topping I was talking about. So I'm reserving some of the parsley and basil, a good amount, for this, which we can actually now kind of add that in. Let those flavors really come together. And tell me that doesn't already look great. I know not everyone's a fan of capers, but they really add a tremendous amount of flavor for something like this. So a few capers, that's probably a tablespoon, and some fresh lemon zest. Don't grate too much because you don't want to get the bitter white. And do not throw the lemon out after you're done with this part. The rest of it is all still perfectly good. All right, just chop that together. Leave it off to the side, and that's really such a great topping. Let's take a look at how we're doing. Fish cooks really fast, and you don't want to overcook it or else it's going to get tough. The mussels have all opened up. They're fork tender, so that's good. The shrimps have actually turned a nice, starting to turn a pink color. That's what you want. So all we really have is another probably 1 minute of this. Let's take the cover off because we don't want it to really boil necessarily now. We want the last minute. We want the sauce to cook down a little bit more, or else it's going to be too soupy. All right, let's check our pasta over here. These really are great egg noodles. And if you're buying pasta, really spend the extra money and get a pasta that is imported from Italy. That too, there are so many varieties. It really is worth trying all different kinds. Just about done over here. One little taste to see if we're good. All right, we are so good. Perfect timing. I'm going to drain this pasta. And you'll notice I started out with a really generous sized pan because I want to finish cooking the pasta in this sauce. So drain it well, get the water out, dump it in. That's it, dump the pasta in, and now you're about a minute away from dinner. Turn off that flame. Sprinkle some of that gremolata over the top. All right, so this came together really quick. I got home from work about 20 minutes ago, and we've got an awesome dinner on the table. Enjoy.